Right, guys?
What's that? Now we can actually
How's
see
Canada,
this.
man? How's Canada?
Oh, it's
Yeah.
still the same. Yeah,
You guys
Still,
locked down? What's going on over there?
it's coming again, man. We're getting
Yep.
at least in
Oh, yeah.
my place is jumping
Yeah.
with shit now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What were the numbers out in Regina there, Joe?
They had in the last 3 days they've had like 300 cases.
That's
Oh,
fucking crazy.
That's nothing compared to like a lot of places, but for where I am, that's a fucking a lot. That's a lot.
Oh yeah, that jumped fucking huge. You guys were in the single digits for a bit, weren't you?
Yeah. Yeah, we got like 8 or 10 or whatever.
Yeah, because
Now
like
it's like
I'm just
the
2
next-
hours away from Toronto, so
Yeah,
Cool, you're closer to us.
I think-
yeah. You're in Boston. Yeah.
I see that.
Yeah.
We
Toronto, like Toronto at least is like a shit show. That's
Yeah, I'd heard that Canada was sort of somewhat locking back down, but also containing it better than we were around here. You know, it's sort of gone way out of control again in Boston.
yeah,
partly,
it's
you know, students coming back into the city, as well as just, you know, everyone's been real getting slack, and you know, it's like, guess what, kids, it's not going away. So
Yeah, that's just
yep.
that's the hell of the whole thing, man. You start to they should have just been honest with people and said, you know, you can have your summer, do what you got to do.
right.
But when fall comes around, you're fucked. You're locked down. That's it. We'll lock you down again, right? But
Yeah, well, it's like a lot of the cases here in London, Ontario have been like all like university students. It's like the second Western University opened up. It was just cases just started just skyrocketing from there. And
Wow.
people being stupid and hanging out in big groups of people going to the bars. Like all the bars got shut down again. So it's just like all the idiots showing up at too many places at once.
yeah, I think
People
think
just like, yeah, people slacking like you guys were saying. So
I think today this.
I gotta confess, I played a gig at a club about a month ago. You know, so it was this friend of mine called me at the last minute, and he goes, "Oh, can you come and play bass for my show?" And I said, "Oh yeah, I guess. Is it at a club?" And he goes, "Yeah." And the thing was, is I think the club they allowed 15 people in the place, and everybody had to wear masks unless they were drinking. And then the band was behind a plexiglass shield on stage.
Mhm.
And there was only 3 of us, so we could stay.
okay, well, yeah.
But as you know, and I only played 3 songs, and then I left. But I mean, it's like I was like, oh my god, am I playing Russian roulette here or what? But it was, you know, it was the first time I'd gone into a bar in I don't know how long, and you know, here I was, like, I felt like I was like getting up there naked because of the whole COVID.
A whole new fucking world, eh?
Like,
Yeah,
what,
right.
What have I done? You know, I thought of it afterwards. Like, that was really stupid. I could have really gotten.
Well, it's not as stupid as you have to wear a mask unless you're drinking. What in the fuck is the point of even wearing it to begin with then?
You're
It's
right,
like,
right.
You know what I mean? It's like they have like you go to restaurants and shit. It's like, okay, well, you wear your mask, you go to the table, you sit down, you take your mask off when you eat. It's like, why the fuck even bother?
Right.
And I'm
right.
all for wearing a mask and shit. That's fine, but the way they're trying to get people to do it seems kind of fucking dumb to me. I don't know.
Well, I think people are so anxious to get back to normal, and
not gonna happen.
The thing about this bar, the bar was that they were doing a live stream, so the show was on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
You watched it.
Yeah, and but I mean, so you know, everybody's so desperate to get back to normal, and you know, in hindsight, I don't think I don't think I want to do that just yet. And that was why I was thinking, like, well, you know, Underdog has got to get busy and get on the video, because that's, you know, like, again, it's the do-it-yourself mentality. We don't have to wait for the clubs to, you know, open up again. Sad but true. I mean, because it's affecting a lot of people's livelihood, and
Yeah, it is.
and the people that I do know who are professionals are really suffering. A good friend of mine is the drum tech for the Lionel Richie band.
Well,
And
Oh,
Lionel's next gig is not till 2021, maybe. You know what I mean?
oof.
So
But how-
Scary thought.
he canceled his entire tour, and he's a fairly steady working musician. He keeps his band on the road 200 days a year, and my friend is, like I said, he's the drum tech, and he's out of a job. He had to go do something else, and and I think that's one of the reasons I've been seeing like these live streams. I think it was on YouTube or something. I can't remember the name of it, but the people they're trying to earn money.
Yeah.
And the people who are big names, like I don't know, like Dave Matthews and several others are doing these live streams, and so Underdogs, again, we're not gonna make bank here, but at least we'll be able to hopefully improve our visibility to potential music lovers and fans and so forth.
totally.
Oh, for sure.
Well, I saw something on Twitter today. It was like showing all these people at a Trump rally, like thousands of them, but nobody can go play a fucking concert.
Yeah.
Like they can't.
Oh man, those guys.
A band of
Yeah.
5 people can't tour the country and play in front of like max capacity of say like 100 people or whatever, but you can have a huge fucking rally and it's fine. Like what the fuck?
Yeah, well.
No comment.
Those
No,
guys,
that's fine. Yeah,
they don't care, man. They don't care
Yeah.
if they.
Just,
I don't know. Me personally, I just don't want to get sick, and I don't want anybody. I don't want to get anybody sick. So
that's it. It's like I don't want to get sick. I don't want to give it to anybody. I don't want to.
Exactly. And I guess the people who are attending those
for sure.
rallies,
Well, they're not gonna get it. It's like a 0.0 chance, man.
Right. Yeah.
Whatever.
they don't
97% survival rate, bro. It's good. I'll be there. Crap, woohoo, fuck yeah.
We'll see.
I just don't want to even go there, man.
It's like Bryn said, it's like Russian roulette. I mean, again, I kind of tuned into that show that he played because in support of Bryn as well as our friend Jay, and partly to see what the deal is. If Underdog, hey, are we gonna go approach the Midway or somewhere else and see if we can, score a gig there and understand what the deal was going to be. There's a place, the Fallout Shelter down here near me, that it's instead of actually being a club, even it's literally just a TV studio.
Okay.
So they don't actually have an audience of any sort. And to me, I thought, because you couldn't hear the audience actually because of the fact that the band was behind this plexi shield and the mics were all up there. You couldn't hear any feedback from the audience happening, but as Bryn told me later, he said, oh yeah, people there, we were feeding off of that energy, doing a TV TV station broadcast. You're not going to have much crowd feedback happening there to play off of, but and actually oddly enough, Bryn and I had backed up Jay at the end of February, I guess.
Before COVID.
Like a couple of weeks before everything shut down. Very sadly, his brother Ron passed away, and Ron was a bass player in a band, Red House, that Bryn, in fact, played drums in for a while back in the 80s. And that band played a number of gigs with the band I was in, World of Distortion, at the time. So we knew Jay and Ron really well, and it's tragic to hear about Ron's passing, but they were having a tribute show, and Jay asked us again to sit in with him for about 4 or 5 songs. And we went down to this place, Spontaneous Celebrations in Roxbury in town, and it was great, and we were sitting here thinking, this would be a great place to land a show. We might be able to have an in through some people that we know here, and it's going to be one of those sort of next steps that we were planning to take. And then 2 weeks later, it's like, bang, everything's just shut down. And so it was kind of nice to see Jay at least back up on stage. It was great to see Bryn up there playing with him too. But
For sure.
But at the same point, I'm totally with Bryn. I don't want to feel like I'm, putting my life in my hands
Well,
to play a live show or go have dinner.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Didn't you think you're playing in like a fucking fishbowl?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because I couldn't
Allegedly.
because of the way the lighting was. Once I got behind the plexiglass, it was hard to see what was in front of me.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I can imagine the reflection being a bit of a clusterfuck.
Yeah, I felt like Dan Aykroyd and John Belushi in the Blues.
Yeah, I have him.
Ectoplasm. Yeah.
At the what do you call it? The chain link fence in the Blues Brothers.
Oh yeah. That's right.
Oh yeah,
Well, I was thinking like the cone of silence too.
Yeah, the code of silence. Yeah.
Right.
yeah.
Jesus. You
That's
guys had
awesome.
to wear masks, obviously, so I can imagine if you weren't wearing masks and like seeing the shit hit the inside of the plexiglass, like, oh Christ.
Yeah, right.
What the fuck is that?
Oh, there it is right there. Jesus, don't touch that.
I wasn't singing. I was just playing bass. So I was just like hanging back and
Laying down some good grooves though.
having a good time.
That's what it's all about, dude.
Hell yeah.
Well,
But yeah, in hindsight, I probably am not going to rush back into that situation because,
I don't know.
knock on wood, I made it this far, and
Keep it up, guys. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, keep on.
Hell yeah.
keeping up. That's all you can do. Well, let me take the last couple minutes here, guys. Tell us how we can support you right now. Where can we get Ether Dome? God
Wow.
damn it. Will you run a vinyl? Fuck.
Yeah, we're gonna. Well, with any luck, somewhere down the road there will be a physical CD or vinyl copy of Ether Dome available. We're kind of trying to see what the clamor from the world population is for that before we sink the money into creating those. But in the
I'll make it happen. I'll start a goddamn Kickstarter right now.
well,
all right.
in that case, I mean, honestly, if we knew that we probably had
Yeah.
even 50 people that were interested in it, I would go ahead with pressing it because those 50 multiply out quickly. And sort of it's one of those things that once it's there, people sometimes, if you build it, they will come sort of thing.
That's right.
In the moment, if you want to, listen to it, download it or whatever, it is available at Spotify, Pandora, YouTube Music, Google Play Music, Amazon Music. For some reason, it's taken forever and a day to get up to iTunes, Apple Music, but it's, imminent. And when that
You said
happens,
YouTube music, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
YouTube Music, it is there. It's at iHeart Music or iHeart Radio and MediaNet, which is, seems not a little bit vague. I think it's sort of Asian or in India or somewhere like that. So it's sort of getting out there, and I know that it's due to hit a number of other streaming services. We're using DistroKid to get it out there, and
That's the way.
Sweet. Awesome.
each time it lands on one of these channels, they notify me. I just bang it up there and throw it up on the Twitter, or the Instagram, and the Facebook feed, so that everybody, because you never know what somebody's necessarily using as their primary source of music. I'm guessing a lot of it is pretty much Spotify at this point.
I use YouTube Music myself.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm a Spotify guy here, so I'm the sellout Spotify guy.
No, but I mean, it's there at both of these places. I think you can buy it through Spotify if you, just for the good people that are listening to the podcast. It's available at Bandcamp for, I think, the bargain price of $7 as opposed to
$7 on Bandcamp. Well, there you go, people. That's a steal, because that's like 80,000 streams on Spotify.
Right, exactly.
No.
You can buy one goddamn album.
Right. But it's also
That's good.
it's up there on SoundCloud where you can stream it and listen to it. Reverb Nation, which again, I tend to think of that as more like an internal music community thing rather than, the greater population tuning in there. But
Are you guys still number one?
we've actually slid down to the ultimate underdog position of number 2 in the last couple of days. But we will be resurging. I'm pretty sure. It's we're not paying Reverb Nation for the privilege of our account.
Don't say it.
The people that are sitting at number 1 right now are like kind of a newbie that either they've just gotten that boost because they're new, or they're coughing up their life savings to Reverb Nation. And
It's not fair if you're listening. We're under your bullshit. Underdog number one.
We're the ultimate skinflints. We're Yankees. What do you expect, right? We live in New England. We don't spend money. We do it. See, that's the thing. That's a hallmark of Yankee.
Hard work,
Yankee
yeah.
ingenuity. You don't spend money. You make it yourself. You fix it.
But there's something very gratifying about knowing that we're not paying them any money and they're constantly bombarding us with these promotional things. Spend $20 to get involved in this, $20 to do this. It's like,
Fucking
there'll be
hate that.
28 million
Yeah.
subscriptions for like,
Well, once you sign up too, then it's like a subscription. It's like
and you're done.
Yeah.
And,
Upgrade your stuff. No.
right.
Same with Facebook nowadays, even too. Facebook's like, oh, if you want to reach your friends, you better pay me $50. Like, you asshole.
Yeah,
You just
no.
show my friends.
Yeah.
Like, fuck you.
Yeah, no.
It's true. As fucked up as that is.
It's crazy, but yeah, I'm sure that most of the bands that we have either displaced or, have bounced up and sat there at number 2, and you see them come up and they're sitting there for like 2-3 weeks and then they trickle away and fall off. And then there's another band coming up at number 2. And, I would have to say out of the last, 13, 14 months now, actually, yeah, it's been about that long. We've been there all but about like 8 weeks. We've been sitting at number 1. So
go figure.
yes. Yeah, we'll be back. Don't worry, kitties.
Yeah.
We'll be back.
But yeah, and it's all good. And again, we really appreciate you promoting us, playing us. Again, Ollie over there in Germany on TSFC or TFSC radio, the fact that you've gotten us our foot in the door there at SLE radio in London.
We played you guys a couple times. I'll be playing you tonight when I pop over there. I'll fucking do Shark Attack again. Fuck them. That's it.
All right,
Yeah.
good. Oh, great.
Good call.
I might do Music Box this time. I liked that one. That was a really good song.
I'm really happy with the solo on that. That was a real.
So I said, I heard that was like perfect.
Yeah, that was a real surprise. And that, like, wow, I played that.
Yeah.
Well, that was the other cool thing about the fact that the album was recorded over such a long stretch of time. There were points where like we'd work on songs and then they'd just be put away for 4 months sometimes. Half a year would go by, maybe even a year, and then we go, let's see what we really need to do. And I think even Susie, My Dear, may have been one of those where we rolled it out, and he was like, "Oh my God, I played that," and I guess that we're keeping that just the way it is. We thought, okay, we're gonna have to re-record this and re-record that. We're like, actually, it sounds really good. I think it's done.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah, having that perspective of rather than like living with it so much every day for so long that you become numb to it. Hearing it with fresh ears again, and again, hoping that the next album is ready a lot sooner, like maybe even if not by the end of the year, by springtime. Really depends.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'd like to shoot. I think realistically, because we're coming into the holiday season and it's going to be a time soak away from music. But hopefully, in the springtime, we'll have another collection of tunes ready, 11 or 12 songs.
Yep, and that one is we already do have the title for that, which is Transglobal Amnesia. So be looking for that in record stores near you soon. It will hopefully be just as spontaneous and just as exciting as Ether Dome is sound-wise.
Yeah, I think Regeneration should be out in, I'm hoping like 2 weeks max.
Yeah, I'd like to make sure it hits the airwaves before November 3rd.
Let me know.
Yeah, we're not gonna. We hopefully, like unlike Mr. Trudeau, our guy's not gonna get that vote of confidence. All right, I'm hoping.
Yeah, we're sure hoping.
Well, yeah.
Fuck, man.
God.
I don't know.
Don't get me started. I was just like, oh, geez.
Damned if you do, damned if you don't. I think on this one, boys. I don't know what the fuck you're gonna do.
Yep.
Well,
I'm not sure the world can sustain another 4 years of that sort of stupidity. 1,000 people getting together without a mask. I mean, that speaks volumes to me. And it's like, Although I suppose it's like the ultimate Darwin Award, or
Yes.
survival of chlorine in the gene pool.
Make it a reality show, you know? Somebody should be capitalizing on this. You guys
Yeah.
find all the people that went to these fucking places and didn't follow the whatever guidelines and just catch up with them later and say, so, how's that ventilator feel? Like, you know, whatever.
This is cruel, and you can edit this out possibly before you air the segment. But my favorite story out of all this so far has been a guy in Texas. I think that he had, compromised health prior to the COVID arriving, and he laid low. He was paranoid. He stayed home for the better part of a month or two. This pretty much happened early on, and then, amidst all the people who were saying, oh, it's a hoax and it isn't real and blah, blah, blah. And somebody that contracted the virus threw a party and invited people to come just to prove that it was a hoax. And this guy somehow got up the nerve to go. So he went and he got it, and he came home, and within about 2 days, 3 days, he died. And the final words that he said to his caretaker nurse, who had been sort of looking after him for a number of years, was, I might have made a mistake. I thought, you might have. I think you did. And it's just like, I'm not ready to make that mistake myself.
No, it's not worth the risk, man.
So, it's like, it's sad, and I feel very bad for the guy, but at the same point, he really took his life in his own hands. And, I want to keep making music, man. I want to make music for a long time. Got all those songs I've got to record, right?
You got a whole lot. You got a lot to do, man.
You got a lot of
For sure, dude.
A lot of work.
Yeah, a lot of work. But you guys will be the first to know about it too, as it's happening. So
awesome.
Great to meet you, man. And
good to meet you too, Scott. Get you too there, Brett.
Thank you for having us again, and hopefully we will do this again soon. I know.
Well, I'm gonna try and figure something out for December where I just bring back a month worth of my favorite fucking people, and you boys will be on that list for sure. And we'll do it.
All right.
I'll be there with bells on, boys.
We'll do something like that.
Cool.
All right. I'll wear some bells too, I think.
All right.
And
It's deal. I'll try to remember that too. I don't trust this brain sometimes.
I have a cowbell. I'll bring a cowbell.
Oh, dude, I wish I had a cowbell. I'll have to find one by that point. We'll share the cowbell.
Cowbell podcast right here.
Christmas cowbells.
There you go. Care of the Christmas cowbells.
Awesome.
We'll do it.
All right, guys. Well, thanks again, and we'll see you soon.
Yeah.
Guys, stay safe.
We will,
You too,
man.
brothers. Thanks
Take
for your
care,
time.
boys.
All right, man.
Thank you.
Peace out.